given that, as I was saying before, almost around 80% of the overall investment comes from foreign investors. At least this is what has happened last year. I would say that foreign investors changed their approach, or better, changed the investors that came to Italy in the last months, because until last year, the main of the investors that we have seen were opportunistic investors looking for high yields, sometimes on prime location. That is obviously not an easy deal to find. But recently, in the last months, we have seen less opportunistic investors approaching the country. So like more liquid investors looking for also for long-term returns and lower yields. That is obviously a good news for the country, overall speaking, because I mean it gives more stability to the country, and still there are some opportunistic investors, but maybe with a less aggressive approach. Probably they came last year trying to do what they have done in Spain before, and entered the market, with a very short-term perspective. That is not very easy to do in Italy because, overall speaking, there is a lack of product, and this turns to increase the competitivity, especially on prime buildings, prime assets, and this eventually has brought on a fall on prime yields, especially when talking about Milan and Rome, so on prime cities and prime assets. So I think that the direction is going towards an improvement of investments of investors in good asset quality, because this is what they are doing the last month. So I think this could be next future.
Well, I bring you my experience. We are currently underwriting assets on behalf of 4 sovereign funds, and we are collaborating with a number of private equity. So I agree that those are the main source of capital actively chasing assets in this moment in Italy. Very different, obviously, one group from the other. The sovereign funds obviously look for size and for kind of trophy type of assets. There are not many trophy. Well, there are a lot of antiques in Italy. No? I don't know if I would define a trophy on like JLL would classify a trophy. And so it's a bit tough. It's interesting to see that some of the sovereign funds are not all of them actually, just few of them, but are start thinking about moving towards the spectrum of development or redevelopment. I think that's very interesting, and that's smart in my mind because of the view that I was sharing with you before. Private equity are private equities, so you all know the names, they're all there. So the Lone Star, Blackstone, Starwood, Oaktree, and all the small as well, and they do whatever they do in I think in every country. Certainly, I share the view that Andrea was giving, that I think that the big enthusiasm on Italy about after Ireland and after Spain, and now is Italy, and suddenly there is a lot of billions of euro that are ready to be deployed in Italy. They are not deployed. So to me, the best thing of Italy is that it's so complicated that we can argin the capital so that the capital can think about it and maybe made better choice. And looking forward, I do think that the market will continue to be like that. I mean, maybe just one comment on Asian investors, which are certainly kind of a different type of capital. We're working with few of them, but certainly we are seeing capital from Asia, from China, that is looking for Italy in a way that I don't think follow the logic that I am, for example, presenting. This is more capital that has to get out from China and diversify, and on a relative basis, being able to be as aggressive or more aggressive than anybody else. Now, is it right or not? Obviously, this is to be seen.